Well, welcome to the podcast. And, it's very hard to get the top agents in Sydney. And today, I have one of the top agents when it comes to buying units all over Sydney. This man is a legend. He sells from the eastern suburbs to the inner city to in the city. And today we're at Wentworth Point, which isn't very far, right next to Homebush Bay, the Olympic Princess. Welcome to the podcast. Junjie, how are you?
Oh, good, Rob. Thanks for your invitations.
That's okay.
This is my great pleasure to be invited as a guest today to do the broadcast with Rob.
Yes.
Especially in this beautiful sunny day.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And just so you know, we're actually waiting. I secured this property for a client. John was the real estate agent, so they're going to be coming shortly to do what we call the pre-inspection before they settle on it today. But I thought, what a better person to ask about buying units in Sydney than one of the top agents. So in Sydney, we're like many of the places now overseas. A lot of people live in units because they want to be close to the city. Here where we are, just near Homebush Bay, we're 15 minutes from the city. We can get a ferry either way up to Parramatta. But when someone comes to look at a city and looking to buy a unit, what are a couple of the things that, for first in location, that people should look for when they're selecting where to buy?
Yeah, I have to say it's like when it's come to buying, usually my first question would ask my buyer is what they want.
Yep.
Because different people have different requirements.
Yes.
And also in this world, nothing's perfect.
No.
Perfect is for reasons and for the cost, right? Everyone has a budget.
Yes.
If people are looking for downsize, they sell their house, like say,
Yes.
like this for these clients
Yes,
we work
downsizes,
together.
yes.
And they have budget.
Yes.
And I think their requirement is more premium. They look
Yes.
for, of course, location is one thing. They look for finish and also whether the building is well built without any major defects.
Yes.
The building has to tick all the boxes for them.
Yes.
Views, that's an extra bonus.
Yes.
That's why the price for the whole building is very different. You do have the basic price for the standard properties.
Yes.
And also you have the premier price for the premier properties. Reason is because that's why it's very hard for the buyer to say what the price indications.
Yes, true.
Some people would say, oh, why should I pay the price for this? Something around 1 million?
Yes.
Why I can buy something on the ground level for 750s?
Yes.
So that's all these different extra features make it different. Like we as agent, we are the matchmakers, put it this way. We have to match their needs and requirement together. And also we have to find them the right stock to put them together. That's where you come from.
Yes,
you work as buyer agent.
Yeah.
I'm the one
selling agent,
to
yes.
get the selling agent, get the stock. So we just make it happen. And same like this deal, when we work together to talk with the vendor, talk with the buyer, and we make the whole process seamlessly and smoothly.
So very quickly, we're going to go through what are strata costs and why they're important to check.
Yes.
We're going to go through what is a strata report.
Yes.
And we're going to go straight now into, this one was purchased off market.
Yes.
So from an agent's point of view, for the people listening, what is an off-market purchase?
Now, I'll give you examples. The way which I am selling properties, I put it into 3 different stages.
Yes.
The first stage, what I'm putting is off-market, which is this one.
Yes.
And before we list the property online, I usually send all the information to the buyer agent on all my personal channels, networks, and also me based in Wentworth Point. We have a lot of data pools.
Yes.
So we can spread the news out if they are interested in, and it would save cost for the owner and also for the buyers instead of to pay a big marketing fees, paid for domain IEA and also photographers, videos. And at the end of the day, everyone make money. Everyone save cost.
Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy.
Your goal, my goal.
It is true. Yes. That's why we are in the middle as agent.
Yes.
And I think that is the definition of the agent, right?
Yes.
To make it win-win to each party.
As you and I discussed, it's called karma.
Yes.
If both sides are happy, someone takes a house or a unit and everyone walks in more relaxed.
It is. I believe in Buddha. So if something happens, if this is your property, everything means to be smooth.
Yes.
So that's the first stage of my strategy is to do it as off-market. The second stage, which I usually do, is pre-market.
Yes.
The definition of pre-market is I just list it online, but through pre-market website or or through my own website, company website.
Yes.
And also through Read My Agent, some free of charge website.
Yes.
So I just like expand the channel rather than my own database.
Yes.
And try to get more leads. And like say after I sell this one, which we are doing the like broadcasting.
Yes.
Through my channel, I get a new listings on level 3. Similar layout, but cheaper price. This one is the top one, you know, with the
this is the top floor,
the top floor, skylight, everything, all the
everything,
features. And for that one, currently I'm doing the stage 2 pre-marketing.
Yes.
So I list the property online.
Yes.
And on IEA, but through like standard listings. I know I already have a lot of buyers who are interested in this one. Just try to expand the network a bit wider and also to show to the owner, I try my best until we reach to that stage online, to the proper marketing stage. So that's the second stage of pre-marketing. And the third stage is I put the property online. So
which is
like,
everyone knows that one.
Yeah. And then in that way, everyone have to compete with the price.
Yes.
Yeah. So
a lot of people also come to us who have never bought a unit and they say, what are strata fees? What does it cover? Why are some units have higher strata fees than the other when they're across the road from each other, similar size, and we have to pay much more a quarter? So very succinctly, what are strata fees and what do they cover in a block of units like this?
Okay, the strata fees actually is made for the owner corporations, or put in this way, owner corporation is a company.
Yes.
If you can think another way, is they need maintenance,
Yes.
they need cost,
Yes.
they need to keep the company running smoothly, right? And the strata fee usually composed by 3 figures, but the third figures is different, like not the normal figures, what we usually call it special levies.
Yes.
But we don't want to say these figures on the strata report. The 2 standard figures, what would cover is administration fund and also capital work fund. The administration fund, the definition of administration fund is to keep the building running as daily. And so, like say, the money you paid for the building management, the money you paid for strata companies, and the money for the noble.
So they like manage the building on behalf of the owners.
Correct. Same. I'll put it this way. This one is more like, because I used to be a property manager in 10 years. This one is a normal standard management fee we charge, 4.4, just to keep the agent manage the property as a daily base.
Yes.
So like the capital work fund is, like say, put it this way, for the capital work fund is the saving in your bank account. If you take...
So something has to be fixed?
Yes.
That isn't inside your unit, so everything outside your unit?
Yes.
If something goes wrong or maintenance?
Yes.
It comes from the capital works fund?
Correct.
And that if you've got a good capital works fund, it actually improves the value of your unit?
It is true. It is true.
And the special levies, they only come in when there's something gone very wrong?
Yes.
Or something's happened that no one has planned for?
It is.
And it's something people need to look at when they get the strata report. So when you buy a house, you get a building and pest. When you buy a unit, you get a strata report.
Very important.
And why is a strata report so important?
Because, and also I just add one more point to the capital work fund.
Yes.
So if you take the capital work fund as a bank saving account, so the money you put into the capital work fund, that's your money, put in this way. And it's just when something needs to be repaired urgently and the money would come out. Legally you have to have certain amount of the capital work fund in the owner corporation.
Yes.
And if there is none or in deficit, that's a red flag. Usually, like the solicitor would suggest you and give you the advice to say whether you would consider or not if there is a deficit in the capital work fund.
And does that get brought up in the strata report?
Yes. That's also very important as what you said. When you buy a house, you have to do the building inspection and pest control report, right? And for when you buy an apartment, strata report is crucial. And especially in these days, you have, I don't want to say it, but you do have some bad buildings, but you don't have the strata report. You cannot find anything under the water.
Yes.
And also add another extra point to the owner corporation fund is capital work fund, because sometimes, like say my experience is, the older the building is, the extra money needs to be saved in the capital work fund.
Yes.
When it comes to depreciation, 7 years, that's pretty much the break-even point.
Yes.
So after 7 years, like the painting, the carpet, and needs to be replaced.
Needs to be replaced.
Then the money needs to be tip out from the capital work fund. That's all the money you put in the last 7 years or last 15 years.
Yes.
And then that's your money. You would get the benefits, right? And also in the future, if you want to sell the properties, when the next buyer, they say, okay, you have enough funds in the capital work fund, and they don't need to spend extra money. Probably after 7 years after the painting is finished, and the capital work fund would drop down.
And then you sell, and then have someone else put the money in.
It is, sure.
This is why I've got this man on the podcast today, because he is so detailed, he is so honest, and he loves to look after his clients.
Okay, sure.
People say, is it still good to buy an investment in a unit? Because you have people saying, no, you should only buy houses or you should only buy industrial. But units, people still need somewhere to rent.
It is true.
So units are still a good investment if you do your homework. Yes?
Correct. And that's where you come from.
Yeah.
So, like, say, a lot of buyers, they have no ideas about investment. They think, okay, I have some spare money, so I want to invest in some areas.
And you'll spend it for them.
Yeah, you'll spend for it. It is true. It's true. In some way, if they don't spend, into property, must be some way, other ways. Yes. Like my wife would buy jewelries one day. But I would say, invest money into property. That would be the safest investment, because property, not like stock. Stock is being controlled by different factors. But property, no matter how, you have an asset. You have your name on the titles. So if something happens, if you want to sell, and you can, in Sydney, I have to say, it will be sold. Yes. It will be sold for a realistic price. Yes. Of course, some is hard, take time. Yeah. But as long as the price is up to the market price or a little bit over, it will be sold for sure, even for unit.
So when you're buying units like a house,
yes,
but a lot of units for investment, people are, of course, renting it.
Yes.
So if a unit is close to transport, close to shops, and in a good area, that can directly affect the rent you can get?
Yes.
In a good way?
Correct. Usually, my background, long time ago, long time ago, when I stepped into the industry back in 2008, my job is setting off the plans. Yes. We do have a theory back then. It's 3S. Stands for school, train station, and shopping centers. As what you said, if all these boxes...
can I add another one to it? Okay. A C.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Coffee shop. Coffee.
Are you from Italy? That's why. I used to be a barista. So I totally get where your point comes from.
So Sydney, before we wrap up, Sydney is still a good market to buy in?
Yeah, I would say. Because a lot of people ask me, a lot of buyers ask me as well, especially in Wentworth Point. They will ask me whether it is still a good time to buy unit, doesn't matter to owner occupy or investment. I would say you don't need to think too far. When it comes to investment, you only need to think two factors: supply and demand.
True, very true.
Look in the current market, not many developers, they want to open new project.
No.
And like me, I have a lot of friends working off the plans.
Yes.
And what they said to me is they don't have stock to sell.
No.
Or otherwise, the developer would set up their own sales team.
100%.
So if you look for another 3 to 5 years, I would say the price will, of course, goes up because of the supply and demand. And also the new buildings, like for instance, if a developer like St. Marys or Merrick, and if they open a new site, it takes minimum 2 years to finish, right? And then in that 2 years gap, there's not enough demand, supply,
so
to the market.
Can go up.
Yeah, price can go up. And also with new restrictions from the building associations, they lift up the standard for the building qualities. So which means all these buildings will have better quality in the futures. So it would reserve the price as well.
So thank you so much for being on the podcast.
We're
always short and sweet, straight to the point. We're going to have a lot of people from around the world, as well as Australia, looking to buy a unit in Sydney, in the city. So you look after the city. I know you've got a beautiful 3-bedroom penthouse coming out of the city.
Very soon.
Which we'll throw up on the channel so people know. I've got an exclusive look coming into that. You can see the smile on his face, so I think he's going to make a little bit of money in this place.
That is a good one. That is one of the best listings in my career.
But you're near the SCG in Zetland. You're around inner city. We are here at Olympic Park. You're around Hurstville. So you are in the core areas of Sydney. How do people get hold of John, the legend of units in Sydney?
Thanks. My number is 0426252527. I'm from BME Group. You can reach me anytime. And I talked with Rob before. my work schedule is 7-11-7, right? Like
Yes.
open convenience store time, 7-11-7.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm more than happy to answer my call as long as I'm awake. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call on 0426-252-527. And also I have my social media channel.
Yes.
And you can anytime add me on.
And it's a very active social media channel. I can tell you that.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think like at the end, I just want to add one more point is
Yes.
we as agent, as what we said,
Yes.
our job is to sell the property. And of course, we have to make livings, we have
Yes.
to make money, but that is the last part of our job. We want to make a win-win solutions,
Yes.
win-win result.
Yes.
As long as our client are happy,
Yes.
and we make the commission happy, right?
Yes.
So everyone's happy.
Everything looks after
Yeah,
itself.
it is true. That's most important thing.
Yeah. So
And
client is first. After that, everything comes through.
it is everything come nature, flow nature
Right.
come. Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. You know how to
everyone.
reach out to me. If you're needing in touch with John, just come back through to us and we'll put you in contact with him. And if you want me to buy one of his units and act on your behalf, you give us a buzz. You have a fantastic week and I'll catch you next week. Gravy. Bye.
Have a great weekend. Thanks, guys.